Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I want to bring to you the third thought principle. Okay, so this is something that I just kind of made up, and maybe I didn't make it up. Like, I'm not going to necessarily take credit for it because I don't know if someone else has made it up. This is just something that came to me while I was in a coaching session with someone today, or this week. And I want to present it to you as just kind of a tool that you can use for moving along your journey. So if you watched the last video on why you're not actually afraid to fail, okay? This is going to kind of tail along with that. So if you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend that you do. I've put the link down below. And if I haven't put the link down below, please tell me that I have not put the link down below, and I will put the link down below. So there's that. So in that video, we talked about how you're not actually afraid to fail, right? You're just afraid that if things don't go the way you think they're supposed to go, and if you don't end up at the thing that you think that you're supposed to end up at, and if other people don't agree with you that you are a success, that you have to cut love off from yourself. And you've also agreed that being on a journey means that there's something lacking in you, means that you are separated out from God. And both of these two things are the fundamental thing that cause you pain in life. It is not really a fear of failure that you have. It is simply a fear that you must cut yourself off from love if this or that happens or this or that doesn't happen, right? So when we are looking at starting to pursue our passion, or like literally this can apply to absolutely anything, okay? This can apply to like, I want to heal my body. I'm sick and I don't feel good and I know that I can do something about it. Or I want a different job. Or I want a better relationship, or I feel like there's something in my life, right, that is calling me to grow, right? And that's really all that it is, right? That this life is all about expansion. You are all about expansion. You are all about learning and growing and having these different experiences that add to your, your life experience, essentially, right? That inform you about who you are and inform the universe about who the universe is, right? That's really what this life is. So you're going to be, for the rest of the time you're alive, called to different, better things. You're always going to be called towards expansion, right? Everyone is called towards expansion. Everyone is called on a journey to grow. Everyone is called on a journey to change. Everyone gets dissatisfied on purpose because we're supposed to, right? And because that stimulates growth and that stimulates us moving, going different places. And like I say, and this can literally be as simple as I'm dissatisfied with being so dissatisfied all the time. I'm dissatisfied with not being comfortable in my emotional state. I'm dissatisfied in my consciousness. It can be as big as, like I say, it can be totally outward, totally inward, doesn't really matter, right? All of us are going to be called to that, okay? And then here's the thing. All of us, every human ever, from the time of the very first human to right now, okay, has that thought. I want to grow, right? There's something I want. There's something I see. There's something off in the future that I know will be better. There's something that I want to do. There's something I want to accomplish. There's a journey I want to take, right? We all have that first thought. So that's the first thought, right? And then every single one of us. So if you think that you're unique in this, and if you think that there are other people who don't have this, if you think that this is some magical thing that you're going to not have at some point in your life, I'm going to bust that myth now. The second thought that everyone has, I don't care if you're a bum on the street or if you're Tony Robbins, okay? I don't care. Everyone has this second thought. Nah, I can't do it. That's too much. That's too big. That's too uncomfortable. There's too much risk. I might not be good at it. I might not know how to get there. I don't really know what the journey is. I don't have the tools. Who am I to think that I could have that? You see, all these negative, self-limiting, no, fear-based thoughts, okay? Everyone has that second thought. So you are no longer allowed to sit there and say, I just have this special thing where every time I think of something positive about myself or want to go on this journey or want to do something, I have this negative thought and there's just nothing I can do about it, and those other people who have accomplished things just like don't have those thoughts or just whatever. That's not true, okay? Everyone has that second thought of I can't do it, right? Whatever it is, however you think it, you're basically boiling it down to I can't do it, right? It's too scary. I'd rather stay safe. I'd rather stay in my comfortable, familiar, what I know, who I am right now, predictable reality. Okay? Everyone has that second thought. So that is the biggest, or the first big key that I want you to understand in this video. Okay? Is that everyone has that second thought. You are not unique in that. No one out there is not thinking that second thought when they have the inkling to grow. Okay? So let that be kind of something that, like, you just realize that everyone else poops, right? Like, we are all on equal playing field here. We truly are. Everyone is on equal playing field. When you have a dream, everyone's on the same playing field where they have that thought, they have that doubt, they have that fear, they have that insecurity, they have all these reasons in their life why they can't have that, like all of the evidence and all of the proof of why they're unworthy or why they're incapable or other people won't like it or other people won't let them or I'm a victim to this or that or there's some reason externally or internally where I can't do it. Okay? Everyone has that. Everyone has the reasons. Everyone has the excuses. And everyone has something that they believe is completely valid for their reason why they can't do it. Okay? So that's the thing. The difference between us is not even that we have the thought. Okay? It's that we fully believe that that second thought we have about why we can't do it is valid. Okay? And this is what I'm here to tell you today, is that under no circumstances, there is not a single person on this planet whose second thought about why they can't and why they shouldn't is actually valid. Okay? And you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, you're wrong, Allie. You're wrong. Here's all the reasons. My family hated it when I was like that. My teachers told me I would never amount to anything. I've been a fuck up my whole life. I'm disabled. I'm mentally unstable. I don't have the resources. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I've been told my whole life I will never achieve this. Anytime I've tried, I've failed. I've never actually been able to do it. I've read on the internet that people my age can't do this. I'm too young. I'm too old. And that's what everyone says. And you're wrong. My reason is valid. And I'm going to say, yeah, I hear you, but you're wrong. Okay? The difference between the people who never achieve their goals or who never go on an expansion journey, who sit there and allow themselves to stay stuck and to stay small and to stay where they are and to stay dissatisfied. Because remember, it is not actually the goal in and of itself that's going to satisfy you. Okay? You need to know this. It is the journey. It is the taking of the journey that is actually the satisfying part. It is the taking of the journey that is actually the part where you grow. It is the taking of the journey. Whatever that journey is going to look like, that is the benefit, that is the goal, that is the point. The journey is the point. The end goal is the carrot that's waving in front of your face to make you take the journey. But you see that the real truth is, the real point of all of this is the journey in and of itself. The end goal, the results, don't really matter. Okay? So that's what you need to understand, is that the only difference between the people who take the journey and the people who don't is the third thought. Okay? So if you choose a third thought that is, yeah, no, I totally can't, my reason's valid, and I'm going to fight with you, right? I'm going to come to this video and be like, no, Allie, you're wrong. My reason is valid. Look at all the evidence that I have. Look at all this stuff that says I can't do it. Look at all this stuff that says I've tried before and it didn't work. Look at every time I put out a blog, no one read it, blah, 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 right? I hear you, right? But the thing is that when you choose that third thought, then you are right. When you choose that third thought, you're right. You can't do it. And all that evidence is true, and all of that evidence is the reason you can't do it. However, the people who choose a different third thought, who say, yeah, okay, there's all these reasons why I can't do it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Maybe I won't end up where I think I should end up, but I'm going to take the journey there anyways, because it's exciting to me. There's something inside of me that wants to do it. There's some passion there. There's some curiosity. There's some drive. I'm going to do it. Even if I fail, even if I suck, I'm going to love myself. right? Like we talked about in the last video. Even if I don't get to my goal, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to pursue it anyways. Even if I'm the worst one out there, I'm going to try again, right? Those are the people who pick that third thought where all of their excuses are invalid. And that is the difference. It is not the actual excuse. It is not the actual second thought that matters at all. Okay? It is the weight you give to that second thought that matters. So if you have decided, again, like we talked about in the last video, that the journey has to look like this and the goal has to look like this, and I can't love myself until the journey looks like this and the end goal looks like this, then you will never do it. You will cut yourself off from love from the very beginning, and when you are cut off from love, you are in a state of fear, and then you cannot grow. And that is what stops you from growing. Okay? Because you cut yourself off from love. You decide I'm not lovable until, you decide I'm not lovable unless this, and therefore you put yourself into a state of fear where growth and expansion is not possible. Whereas if you choose the third thought that says I'm going to love myself, even if everyone else thinks I'm an idiot, even if I never get where I want to go, even if the journey is completely, totally different than I think it should go, because this journey doesn't mean that I'm a piece of shit. This journey just means I'm here on a journey and I'm living life the way that life is meant to be lived, then you will achieve amazing things in your life. And the thing is that the kind of like amazing irony of this is that on your way to where you're going, you're going to feel like you're already there. Right? Because that's the magic of this. When you allow yourself to have that third thought that says, it doesn't matter how this goes. I'm going to let go of that. I'm just going to follow it because it's exciting to me. And if everyone else thinks I'm an idiot, that's fine. Right? I'm going to learn how to love myself on the journey and still take the journey. Right? Face the fear and do it anyways. You put yourself into a state of love where growth and expansion is possible. And then when those setbacks happen, and when it doesn't go the way you think it should go, and when other people tell you you're stupid, and all this stuff happens, it doesn't derail you. Because you know how to pick a third thought that says, I'm going to just keep going anyways. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example from my own life. When I first, I could give you so many examples from my own life. This is what's so magical about this. I have failed, like I said, I have failed at absolutely everything I've ever tried. Okay? Absolutely anything that I am doing right now, I first sucked. Okay? So when I first started writing blogs just for the perception trainers, let's just go back to that point, right? No one read them. No one. I got no feedback. I got no response. It was crickets for a long time. Not a couple of months, a couple of years. All right? And there came a point, I distinctly remember this, where I was feeling really discouraged, right? So, this journey isn't going the way that I thought that it should go. I thought that I would get famous and popular doing these blogs, and I thought that this information was really awesome and that everyone would want it, right? And I thought that it would be just this monumental growth curve that I didn't have to put too much effort into, so long as I was producing good content, that this monumental growth curve was going to happen, right? And that I should have this many number of readers and this many number of followers, and if I don't have that, I failed, right? So I had that, right? And I was putting blogs out there, and I was thinking the first thought, I can do this, I have really great information, this is awesome, blah, blah, blah. And then I had that second thought, well, no one's reading it, nothing's happening, I've been putting this stuff out for a while now, and it's not growing, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and blah, 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 right? I suck, maybe I should stop, maybe I shouldn't do this, I'm failing, right here, and here's my tangible evidence, right? Real proof. No one is reading it. I've been putting it out there for a while and nothing's happening. You'd think if this was good, you'd think if someone, if this was reasonable, if this was real, that someone would care by now, right? Here's my tangible evidence. I gave myself the third thought. You know what? No. That's not the point. The point is, do I love doing this? Yes. Do I feel like this is important? Yes. Do I feel called to write? Yes. Right? If I really look at it and I make it, and I let go of what it means about me, right? And that was the big thing, right? If I said, you know what? Okay. If I say to myself, you know what, Alyssa, I fully love you and I completely accept you even if none of this happens, even if no one ever reads your blog, even if whatever, this never occurs in the way that it's successful in the way that the world says it's supposed to be successful, and that I can still love myself even if that doesn't happen. And that was like my hypothetical thing, right? If I could still love myself even if this never happens, do I want to keep writing? And the answer was yes, of course I do. I love writing, right? This is an expression for me that fills me and fulfills me. And this exploration that I have, maybe it will just be a journal for me to read, 50 years later. And even if that's the case, I still want to do it because it's not really about the external thing, right? And if I don't make it mean that I'm unworthy of love, if it's not this thing that I think it should be in order for me to be worthy of love, then I do want to do it. And so what I did was, right, in that moment, instead of saying, well, I'm going to give up, or I'm going to quit, or I'm not going to do this anymore, I actually was like, I'm going to write a blog every single day. And that's what I did. Okay? So instead of going the route of I'm going to quit, I'm going to give up, I'm not going to do this anymore, it's not going the way that I think that it should, blah, 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 I said, I'm going to do it more. I'm going to try harder. Not try harder in the sense that I want to get more people to try it or to love it. Not I'm going to try harder because I want more success. Not I'm going to try harder because any of these things. It boiled down to I'm going to do it more because it makes me happy to do it. I am going to learn how to love myself in the process. That I'm going to learn to love myself and let myself write because I like writing and not make it about anything else or anyone else. It's just about me doing this thing that's fulfilling for me, that's interesting for me, that's growth for me, right? Because it challenges me to write, and it challenges me to have something to say every day, and it challenges me to keep on my journey, right? To say, well, I'm going to write something every day, I better have something to say every day, right? And that was the most beautiful thing I ever did for myself. Okay? And so that's what I want you to understand, is it's that third thought. It's the third thought that matters. The second thought is always going to be valid if you decide to make it valid. But you have to decide that, right? The thought that I can't do it, the thought that no one's going to love me if I do, the thought that I'm going to fail, the thought that I'm not going to be good at it, the thought that no one cares, you're going to have ample evidence that those thoughts are true. And so does everybody else. Okay? So, but the thing that you have to realize is that what you're cutting yourself off from is the journey of self-discovery. What you're cutting yourself off from is the journey of learning how to love yourself no matter what. What you're cutting yourself off from is growth and expansion and the whole point of why we're here. The point of your life is not to accomplish things. You're not here to become famous. You're not here to become successful. You're not here to reach any goal. You're here to discover yourself. And it is in doing what you love doing. It is in learning to love yourself when no one else cares. It's in these challenging times that you learn the most. So put yourself in those situations on purpose. Have that third thought that says, I'm not going to believe the lie of the world that says success and accomplishment is the point of life and what makes me a worthwhile human being. Because that thought feels like shit. Because it's not true. You are here to explore yourself. That's it. That's the point. You're here to take the journey. The journey is the point. You're not here to be what the world deems a success is. You're here to be yourself. So if you hold yourself back from that, that is the only failure. You will come to the end of your life, that will be what you regret. You are never going to come to the end of your life and be like, I'm so glad I never took any risks. I'm so glad I never did anything that anyone thought I was stupid. Okay? I think a lot of people think I'm stupid. A lot of people don't think what I'm doing means anything. A lot of people don't value what I'm doing. And I'm never going to stop because I value it. And I have learned so much about myself on this journey. And I have learned how to love myself. And that is the point. And I'm going to keep doing that. Okay? So reprioritize. Choose the third thought that you want to have and do that. Alright? So like, subscribe, share, follow, do all that stuff. Give me comments, requests, anything you want, and I'll see you in the next video.